And I'm telling you right now, just like these damn ticket prices just did, sinking like the damn Titanic. The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star game in Indianapolis has dropped 48%. Now, yeah, I know why tickets prices dropped. Because people quit buying the damn tickets.
What if I told you that one player's injury led to empty seats, plummeting ticket prices, and financial disaster for an entire city? Caitlin Clark's groin injury didn't just take her off the court, it crushed the WNBA All-Star game like no one expected. But what's even more shocking is how the league may have played a role in tipping her into this crisis. Stay tuned as we unravel the domino effect that changed everything. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 83% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Imagine this. Indianapolis was buzzing like never before. For months, the city prepared to host what was supposed to be the crown jewel of women's basketball.
That is the people that decided to sell their WNBA All-Star game tickets and kind of boycott this year's All-Star game. And the ticket prices only dropped, this is my theory, because Caitlin Clark got hurt, bro. That is because of the refereeing in regards to Caitlin Clark being targeted and pretty much not having a special whistle.
This year's WNBA All-Star game. Everywhere you looked, the excitement was undeniable. A massive 34-story banner of Caitlin Clark herself stretched across the side of the JW Marriott downtown, a constant reminder of the game's marquee star. Fans poured into Indiana Fever games all season long, packing the stands and building anticipation for an event meant to solidify Indianapolis as a basketball powerhouse. It felt like the city was ready to make history. But then came the bombshell. On July 17th, it was announced that Caitlin Clark wouldn't be making an appearance at the All-Star game.
And in any other sport, most superstar players get that whistle. Unfortunately, Caitlin Clark has not been handed that whistle since Caitlin Clark was ruled out, guys. This is bad. This is really, really bad. And we even had Stephanie White on record basically saying that whenever you play against Caitlin Clark, there is an alternate whistle.
A groin injury had sidelined her, leaving fans stunned and devastated. Social media erupted with disbelief, and the mood shifted instantly. Suddenly, the energy drained from a city that had been counting down the days. For vendors and business owners who banked on a packed house that weekend, it was a nightmare scenario. The ripple effects were hard to miss. Almost immediately, numbers began to crash.
Because the referees is not going to call shit on Caitlin or nothing on you for hurting Caitlin. So you want to know what they had to do? Damn near give them away, bro. Yes, they had to damn near give them away. Because I believe there is a system set in place by Kathy to allow Caitlin Clark to get attacked.
Resale ticket prices that had spiked as high as $262 plunged to just $64 in a matter of hours. Hotel bookings close to the arena dried up. Many went from sold out to scrambling for last-minute deals as fans canceled their plans. Local restaurants that ordered extra supplies for the weekend rushed to adjust, knowing their projected crowds would no longer show up. The fallout wasn't just felt by the league. It hammered a city that had poured resources into a once-guaranteed surge of tourism. Why did this happen? How could one player have this much impact on such a massive event? The truth is, Caitlin Clark wasn't just another player.
Because I believe Kathy has a systematic placement for Caitlin Clark to get hurt. She said it last year, they need the drama for clicks. People was asking for refunds for the damn tickets. Caitlin Clark getting hurt. Caitlin Clark lose her fan base and lose all the hype. Guess what? The league will sink.
She was the centerpiece of the entire weekend, the name that sold tickets and drew media coverage. Without her, the All-Star game became just another game. Fans, and maybe even the league, sent a clear message. Without its biggest star, the event didn't feel worth attending. But was this just an unfortunate twist of fate? Or is there a deeper problem hiding behind this disaster? You know what's crazier? Caitlin Clark's injury might not have been just bad luck. Some are saying it could have been avoided altogether. The problem? The WNBA's officiating, or lack of it.
What is your description of kind of the physical battle that Caitlin particularly faces, maybe within tonight's game or just?
Yeah, I mean, there's a level of physicality that they're able to play with against her. You know, I knew it as an opponent.
In general, as you've gotten used to coaching her, just what you see she's enduring physically.
Are you trying to get me fined again?
I am not.
Stephanie White, head coach of the Connecticut Sun, didn't shy away from calling it out either. She's criticized the league for years, saying the officiating standards failed to protect its players, especially when it comes to stars like Clark. And in Clark's case, she wasn't just playing through contact, she was surviving an onslaught. During her last few games before the injury, Clark faced relentless physical play. Players weren't just getting in her space. They were shoving, hitting, even throwing elbows that should have been immediate flagrant fouls. But the whistles, silent. Those in the basketball world weren't mincing words about it either. The Washington Post sarcastically pointed out that the WNBA's supposed emphasis on protecting the greatest athletes on earth rarely seems to apply in actual games. Then you look back and think, was Caitlin Clark being set up to fail? It's not just her. Sophie Cunningham has mentioned being targeted with excessive physicality, brushing it off as part of life in the league. And Aaliyah Boston, she's been hit with aggressive double teams so many times, it's practically a defensive strategy teams rely on because they know officials won't always call it. Here's where it gets worse. Stats show that flagrant fouls are called far less frequently in the WNBA than in other professional leagues. It creates a pattern where inconsistency rules the game, leaving players to absorb hit after hit with little to no protection. Looking at history, it's hard to ignore the difference. Think about how referees handled stars like LeBron James or Tom Brady. Sure, they took physical play, but officials always drew a line when it came to dangerous contact. Caitlin Clark and her peers, they're not getting anything close to that. The league might say it values its stars, but actions speak louder than words. If this pattern continues, it won't just damage the reputation of the WNBA, it'll hurt its growth, its players, and maybe even its future. How long can they afford to ignore it? Caitlin Clark's injury exposed something bigger than just the cracks in WNBA officiating. It revealed how much the league depends on its brightest stars to keep everything running. When Clark was sidelined, the market spoke loud and clear. Ticket prices tanked, seats emptied, and fans lost interest. It left one unavoidable question. What happens to the WNBA if its stars aren't protected? This isn't just about fixing officiating, it's about the league's survival. If the WNBA wants to keep growing, it has to prioritize player safety immediately. Otherwise, it's not just players at risk, it's the faith of the fans driving the game.